Doctors in Canada are actually protesting their own pay raises. More than 500 doctors and residents, as well as over 150 medical students, have signed a public letter protesting their pay raises. The group says they are offended that they would receive raises when nurses and patients are struggling. In the letter, they say, we Quebec doctors are asking that the salary increases granted to physicians be canceled and that the resources of the system be better distributed for the good of the healthcare workers and to provide health services worthy to the people of Quebec.
How about that? A dramatic arrest was captured on security cameras after a man broke into a butcher shop in Australia. While on the hunt for a quick late-night snack, the suspect broke into the shop and helped himself to a selection of fine meats and cheeses. As security was on its way, the thief snuck into a storage room. Only a few minutes later, though, security comes in with a canine to help track him down. And with all of those fine-smelling foods, the dog impressed the owner by finding the guy.
Dog in a butcher shop must be a good party time for a dog, but to see the dog do its job so well, watching on a TV screen, it's just amazing.
It is.
I love that accent.
It's a good party for a dog. You got to admit that. As you saw, the dog found the suspect's hiding spot with ease, and the arrest was quickly made. They got him. We told you at 4 that nearly half of Americans admit to regularly shopping while drunk. So we put up a poll on clickondetroit.com to see how many of our viewers admit to this.
And take a look at the results. 55% of voters actually said they have never shopped while drunk. Wow.
You have to take our word for it.
Yeah, we're not going to put the results up, but we'll tell you them. Well, only 15% admitted to doing it all the time. 30% said they do it, but not often.
Yeah. We also asked people, you know what it is? You get into Amazon after a few drinks and you think all those things in your cart, you're like, well, I can't afford not to buy these. We asked people on our Facebook if they'd ever done this and what's the worst thing they bought.
Well, Rachel Stutzman says, I bought like $80 of kitchen stuff on Zulily last night. And Michelle Morris says, LOL, what? Who goes shopping drunk? And Mary Beth Stewart said, same vodka that told me I was a great dancer told me that I could totally afford those shoes.
I mean, you got Amazon Prime. I got to use it.
Think twice.
Then in the morning you go, what was I thinking? What was I doing? Not me. Friends.
Your friends.
Yeah, other friends we know. Local 4 News at 6 is next.
Here's Devin with a look at what's coming up.
Been a busy day so far. We are working on stories from Troy, Ann Arbor, and Berkeley. But first to Franklin, where the discovery of a storage tank filled with unknown chemicals has forced a plaza to close. Are scientists getting any closer to solving the mystery? And dumping grounds, escalating concerns in Washtenaw County, where some residents are disturbed after noticing an uptick of deceased dogs in their communities. Coming up at 6.
A community in Washtenaw County has turned into a dumping site. And when you hear what people are dumping, you're going to be saddened and shocked.
Also a chemical issue, the discovery of a storage tank filled with unknown chemicals. It's forced the Franklin Village Plaza to close. Are they any closer to identifying the mystery substance?
But first, hit or miss snow continues to impact Metro Detroit. Ben Bailey is tracking the flakes, and he will let us know if it will impact our morning commute.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Good to have you with us tonight at 6. Topping our news, it is a disturbing problem that has residents in rural communities of Washtenaw County outraged. Dogs are being found dumped along rural roads. Some are alive, but others are already dead.
It's horrible. Yeah. Coco McAvoy spoke to the Augusta Township supervisor and a man who's doing what he can to deter people from doing this. Coco?
Augusta Township is covered in miles of wooded areas and open fields. It's a great place to unwind with nature and escape the big city.
I've been doing it for over 30 years here.
But Brian Shelby, the township supervisor, says the country environment is unfortunately also a prime location for animal dumping.
They can dump animals, garbage, anything they want, you know, and nobody sees them.
Shelby finds dogs alive and deceased along the rural roads.
It is weekly. It depends on the time of year, too. It can almost be daily.
A couple of communities over in Sumter Township, the same problem. And resident Dale Nolan is on the lookout to try to stop it.
It kind of makes me mad, you know, the dog being abused like that. And why would they just, dump it like that?
Nolan recently made a gruesome discovery.
It had been strangled. The rope was still around the dog's neck. You can see the indentations of the rope in its neck.
His daughter then found more abandoned dogs.
The 2 puppies and a female in a cage on the side of the road.
He drives around after work, and this afternoon,
That's pretty gruesome.
Nolan found another dead dog dumped along the side of the road.
Me, I was born with a conscience. I don't understand how people do it.
Nolan plans to circle the area daily, searching for helpless animals. But he hopes as more people become aware, the problem of animal dumping in rural Washtenaw County will end. And Nolan did post about the problem on Facebook, and he has received an enormous response. People saying that they've also experienced the problem. They've also been finding dogs dumped on the side of the road. And some people have gone as far as to saying they are setting up cameras along trails to try to catch the people responsible for doing this. And we do want to point out also that the dogs that the daughter found were actually found alive, and she has been caring for them. Back to you.
Yeah, that's good news. Coco, I'm wondering if police are also investigating and getting involved in these cases.
Yes, so that's another component to this. The Augusta Township supervisor tells me the fire department has been involved. Police have also been involved in this because people have been making police reports. And that daughter, for example, that I told you about that found the dogs who were alive, she actually made a police report as well. And they have been following up on this.
That's good. It's absolutely awful what some people will do to animals. Coco, keep us posted. Thank you.
Let's turn our attention to the weather and the hit or miss weather pattern. In fact, it's interesting. Coco looked like she was standing in very clear conditions there in Washtenaw County. Yep. Outside our studios here downtown, the sun is actually shining. Yeah. Others are going, wait a minute, what's going on?
There's a little bit of everything out there right now. And even the places where it is snowing down there in our south zone, where some of that snow is a little bit more moderate, the sun is in between those little patches of snow that are down there in our south zone. Then you got that stripe of not only dry conditions, but this is where we're seeing the sun, Coco there in Washtenaw County. And then the further north, you get some light snow, but that's also where the clouds are hanging out too. As that system exits, this will rotate through during the evening hours. And then once we get past about 10 o'clock or so, we should be on the dry side. We're skipping forward. This is the snowfall forecast through 9 a.m. through the morning commute. Most of us are going to see less than an inch out of this. There will be some places that get 1 to 2 a little bit further north. Winter weather advisories in effect until 6 p.m. on Thursday for our northernmost counties. And tonight we'll see that snow in before it starts up again in the morning. Guys?
A Troy man is behind bars after making threats against Troy police. It all started when police responded to an apartment to check on a resident who was saying everything was ruined. He claimed vigilantes ransacked his apartment, assaulted him, and turned off his heat and power. When the claims couldn't be confirmed, police left. Police were then called back when the homeowner said he was unhappy with Troy police. When police came back, the homeowner made multiple threats, including, quote, if this stuff continues on, there's going to be a lot of dead cops, is what he said. He was arrested and charged.
Well, downtown Franklin is dealing with a really bizarre environmental crisis.
Yeah, it really is. It's described as a volatile tank of chemicals. It's been found underneath a plaza and left 4 shops closed indefinitely. Jason Colthorpe is here to explain exactly what's going on here. Jason?
Yeah, and guys, this has been going on for quite a while because the DEQ discovered ground contamination from a gas station and a dry cleaner that operated on this site from the 1940s to the 1970s. A startling air sample led to that discovery, and this today, the DEQ about to get in full protective gear to go in and collect a sample of this unknown chemical. Ground contamination at this plaza in Franklin has shown high levels of perchloroethylene, or PCE, a chemical long used by dry cleaners. While moving to clean that up and make sure it didn't get into water sources, the DEQ tested the air.
The number for PCE that over which action would be needed is 80. One of the indoor air samples that we got back right in the end of February was 600.
Very high, but short of lethal levels. Still, the DEQ wanted to find the source, and it did. A 4x2 tank in a crawl space beneath one of the businesses. After sealing it up, it shut everybody down.
It's a week or 2 or 3 of zero business.
Franklin Village boutique owner Terry Castles Cooper isn't worried about the health dangers, even as air filters roar. Her cat Frankie is fine, and he's there all the time. But for the unforeseen future, customers are not.
People want clothing for their spring breaks with their children, and I'm trying to keep my humor about me and my wits about me.
What's happening at these 4 businesses is having an effect on other businesses in Franklin, especially the ones right across the street where everything's completely safe, but people don't know that.
Everyone's texting us and calling us.
They misinterpreted it, that the whole town was closed. And we just want them to know that all the businesses in downtown Franklin are not affected.
We're going to get through it. I'm just thankful we found out about it.
Now, the DEQ suspects this is PCE, and it'll know within the next 48 hours. PCE is a suspected carcinogen known to cause mood disorders, kidney problems, and right now the DEQ can't say how many years it's been in the air they're exposed to those people in those businesses. But we'll stay on it, guys.
Okay, Jason. Several students are facing charges after making threats against various schools over the past week. And if it seems the number of school threats are increasing, a new report shows they are up significantly since the Florida shooting. Jermont Terry is live with the numbers and how it's straining police departments. Jermont?
Kimberly, the national report shows that more people are speaking up, and that's exactly what police agencies want. But as you mentioned, the influx of calls or tips makes for extra work for these departments, and that's becoming taxing. Since the Parkland High School shooting, parents, students, and teachers have all raised concerns about school safety. Across the country, heightened awareness has increased, and so has the number of so-called copycat threats. According to USA Today, more than 600 additional threats have targeted schools across the U.S., and Michigan is not exempt.
We always see an uptick in these type of copycat, if you will, type thing, and they all have to be treated as if they're a real thing.
Such was the case with Timothy Evans, the Utica High School senior is charged with making a terroristic threat toward the high school on social media. This week, he's accused of causing an alarm, but when investigators went to his home, they claim Evans had various weapons and ammunitions. And the numbers tell the story. Last month alone, 670 tips poured into Michigan's OK to Say hotline. According to the Attorney General, 100 of those calls were about planned school attacks. Compare that to the 146 total calls received about school attacks in all of 2017. It can put a strain on the department, can it?
It can. We prepare ourselves for this type of events.
The chief of police in Ferndale tells me in Oakland County the various departments train jointly for possible school threats. And while it may be taxing for budgets, there's no price you can place on student safety.
You go over budget because you're making kids safe, then I'll go over budget every day.
Now, in regards to the Michigan OK to Say student safety program, get this, February was in fact a record-breaking month, and so they're just asking people to keep giving the calls because they have to investigate all of them. Reporting live tonight, Jermont Terry, Local 4.
All right, Jermont. It's an international incident that all but disintegrated America's relationship with Cuba. American diplomats fell physically ill. Some even suffered hearing loss and brain injuries, thanks to some kind of sonic interference that no one could explain. A lot of people have tried to figure out what was going on here. Some very smart University of Michigan minds may have found an unexpected answer. Rod Maloney live tonight with a look at what their research has uncovered. Fascinating, Rod.
Yeah, it is fascinating, Devin. It could be a Jason Bourne or a Jack Ryan kind of spy novel situation. The FBI is certainly concerned that perhaps some sort of ultrasonic spy weapon was used on our diplomats. But the guys we found, a computer science and engineering professor at U of M, has decided probably isn't quite that serious. This annoying metallic sound is what the diplomats faced. Some could hear it, other older hands probably couldn't. It's a recreation based on a 5-second clip the Associated Press recorded at the American Embassy in Cuba. The case intrigued Associate Professor Kevin Fu.
We were a little skeptical about claims of a sonic weapon.
He reverse engineered the AP snippet and then recreated it to examine how ultrasonic sound waves could even happen.
Just two ultrasonic signals colliding in the air can cause the same kind of characteristic.
But what? He built this electronic setup with a graphic equalizer to see the sound. The thin spike on the right is the hurtful noise.
It just makes sense to me that sort of incompetence might make more sense than malice.
What he means by that is automatic light switch sensors use ultrasound, as do some kinds of pest repellents. Add one of those to some spy gear.
If there was, say, an eavesdropping device that was trying to spirit away some information over an ultrasonic inaudible channel, if that happened to collide with one of these other systems, it could have produced these audible byproducts.
Now, the FBI is still investigating, obviously. We sent our diplomats, brought our diplomats home, sent Cuba's diplomats back there. They still haven't ironed this whole situation out. But Kevin Fu sent his information to the State Department. He says he hadn't heard back from them, probably won't even, but he hopes somebody reads his 30-page report. We have it online at clickondetroit.com. Reporting live, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Yeah, well, if the State Department read, but you can. Head to our website, isn't it? Still to come, you could be living in one of Metro Detroit's most desirable neighborhoods.
Coming up next, we'll tell you the best place to live in Metro Detroit, according to one study, of course. And a new study finds opioids are more trouble than they're worth. What scientists have to say about the dangerous drugs. But first, out of control.
For some, a trip to a Berkeley bowling alley ends in the gutter. What this woman is accused of, see what we did there? What this woman is accused of doing that had patrons on edge.
Next week.
A wild story here out of Berkeley. That's where a woman allegedly used a bowling ball as a weapon.
26-year-old Ariel Gaskin of Detroit was arrested late last month at Hartfield Lanes bowling alley. According to police, officers were called to the scene after an employee reported a fight in progress. Security shows Gaskin confronting a woman with a bowling ball in hand when she struck the woman in the face with it. Gaskin is charged with felonious assault. All right, now to good health, a major first for at-home genetic tests.
Plus, new research that suggests the risks of opioids outweigh the benefits for many patients. Our Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with today's health headlines. Hi, Frank.
Hey, Devin and Kimberly. Well, in fact, the new study finds opioids are not the best treatment for many patients that have chronic pain. Researchers followed 240 veterans with moderate to severe chronic back pain or hip or knee osteoarthritis pain. The opioids were no better at improving pain that interfered with walking, working, or sleep than other, less powerful drugs. And in fact, patients who took opioids were also more likely to have medication-related side effects.
We always want to select the type of medications for our patients that have the greatest benefit with the least amount of side effects. And so this study really shows us that we can utilize medications which have very good efficacy, which are very potent, but lack some of those side effects associated with the opioid family of medicines.
Management experts say because of the risks associated with opioid use, it's important to look at other options first before turning to opioids for pain relief. Now, the genetic testing company 23andMe, they have been given FDA approval to sell at-home test kits to detect 3 breast cancer gene mutations. Now, this is the first direct-to-consumer DNA test for these breast cancer gene mutations. Now, the test for the 3 BRCA gene mutations are going to be added in the coming weeks to the broader Health Plus ancestry services, and there will be no increase to the existing $199 testing cost.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I took that test for ancestry, and it was very comprehensive.
Right.
Is it the same for the breast cancer one?
Well, so they've added these 3 gene tests, but no, that's exactly part of the issue. Basically, the real issue is they're testing for 3 out of thousands of possible mutations that more thorough tests identify. These 3 happen to be more common among women with Ashkenazi Jewish heritage, but the bottom line is, while the test gives a little information, for the majority of people, it's really not going to be helpful at all.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Frank. Thank you.
You could be living in one of Metro Detroit's most desirable neighborhoods. A new niche study looked at things like cost of living, public schools, safety, and jobs. And that data, plus resident reviews, then all went together to compile a list of the best suburbs in Detroit. And coming in first at number 5 was Troy. At number 4, it was Bloomfield Township. Coming in at number 3, it was Beverly Hills. Number 2, we move out west to Ann Arbor, and coming in at number 1, the top Detroit suburb, Birmingham. Now, they also looked at cities across the U.S., and Ann Arbor was ranked as the best city to live in nationally. So how did Birmingham beat Ann Arbor as a better suburb? Well, Niche says a city has to have a population of over 100,000, so it didn't count in the national survey as a city. You can check out the full list at clickondetroit.com.
Okay, take that with whatever you want. I mean, I don't live in any of those cities. I think my city is pretty great. So, Ben's here with the forecast, and it depends on where you live will determine what you get in terms of snow. We've seen some sunshine today, a little bit of everything.
Are you ready to cry uncle yet?
Oh, my goodness.
Have you had it?
I've been
ready. You've been ready. Well, we've got a few more little bursts to go, but it is going to be, for the most part, tolerable in a lot of locations. but there still could be a few spots. I'd actually pick up some significant snow. Look at the sunshine out there, breaking around the clouds in the city. It was a little brighter earlier. Temperature right at the freezing mark at 32, and we've got that noticeable wind right now at 16 miles an hour. Gusts are up to 25 as we speak. We were going to show you storm pins. We are not going to do that, and we will move on to satellite right now. And we're looking at snow showers that are across the northern part of the area and also down into our south zone. Two distinct differences. This stuff is really light. This is more cellular and could be a little bit more moderate in spots, but there's sunshine around those pockets of snow. That sweeps through, and once we get past about the 9 or 10 o'clock hour, this area should be gone. And then we set the table for what's to come for the morning commute. This one's going to be sort of dumbbelling around that low over the thumb overnight, and then by 5 a.m. that starts reaching south of M59 and then eventually spreading through the entire area. So for the morning commute, I think a lot of us are going to get something, not all that impressive as far as snow totals go. 1 to 2 here, mainly north of the city, but a lot of us are going to end up with less than an inch for the morning commute. Then as we get into the afternoon and evening, another one of these very narrow but moderate snow bands is going to set up, and the models got it sort of right through parts of Lapeer County that got hit pretty good this morning, but it could be a little bit further east or west, but nevertheless, we do expect another one of those bands to set up, and that is what's going to sort of maximize the snowfall in a couple locations compared to the others. But after Thursday night, we're done for a while. We at least get through the weekend dry and bring back the sunshine to go with it. But let's look at the snow starting tonight and continuing through the day on Thursday. These are total accumulations, about 1 to 2 inches, but you get north here towards M59, and that's where those numbers start getting up, maybe closer to 3 inches. South zone, some of the lowest numbers, especially down to the state line, less than an inch of snow expected there. And as you work your way up to the west zone, that's where those numbers between 1 and 2 inches here, is at least up to Brighton. Then we start getting into the 3 and 4 inch range, closer to that band that's going to be setting up in the afternoon and evening. And north zone, you're going to be seeing some of the higher totals, 3 to 4 inches, not only from that band of moderate snow in the afternoon, but that widespread stuff that's going to be coming in early in the overnight, sort of adding to those totals as well. Otherwise, temperatures tonight down to the 20s, mid-20s, and the snow does increase as we get closer to daybreak. And we talked about where that's going to be tomorrow. Highs only in the mid-30s. We will see some warmer temperatures, technically, but it looks like we're only going to get to 40 by the end of the weekend. We're getting the sunshine. That's the key part, and we're setting our
It'll help, back. And the clocks, that's right. That always helps.
It's all coming together.
Better attitude, no doubt about it.
All right, Bernie's coming up with sports. Stay with us.